guys, Jeremy here with Simple Little Life. Welcome to another edition of Tool Time Tuesday. I apologize first of all for the lack of viewer knives. I didn't feature any last week or this week. The reason for that is that I'm upgrading my mail server and I had to make a backup copy of all my mailboxes on my mail app on my computer, and I've made that backup, and then I had to reset everything, so they're not on my computer right now, and I just have to go and figure out how to migrate that file, that backup file, into my app on my computer, and then I'll have access to all those emails again with all your pictures. So that's why I'm not featuring any this week again, and I didn't last week, but there's lots that I haven't featured yet, and I'm gonna be showing those, and if you'd like to share yours, go ahead and send it in. Really like to share that with everybody. Also, this week's Tool Time Tuesday isn't the most in-depth. Elaborate ones can be real quick. Right now I'm just slammed busy getting knife orders out. Part of it's probably the Christmas rush, and then just I've got so many knife orders I really can't keep up, but I'm trying to get those done, and yeah, it's kind of hindering in other videos that I have planned. I've got lots of videos I want to make, but kind of have to keep on the knives here because man, it's really busy. It's great, it's fantastic, but super busy. Also on the weekend I got a buck. Nice little muley. He's been hanging for a while, and I'm going to actually go butcher him tomorrow. And again, that's taking time away from knife making. So anyways, I'm getting these knives out, getting this stuff cranked, and I'm doing a Tool Time Tuesday because that's what we do on Tuesdays. Let's take a look this week at calipers, why you need them. So if you're a beginning knife maker and you're just putting your tool kit together, one of the early tools that I would actually recommend getting is a set of calipers. Now these are digital calipers. There's dial calipers you can get. I don't own a set, and then also vernier calipers. Vernier simply refers to the scale. It's called the vernier scale. I'm not gonna get into that right now. It's to learn and teach somebody how to read the vernier scale. It's much better done in person and with a magnifying glass, because some of those number graduations are super small. So we're not going to do vernier scale today, but these are options. And once you know how to use a vernier scale, they are really quite simple. The one nice thing with them is that they're less fragile in a way. Obviously it's a precision measuring tool, you want to be careful with it, but there's no dial to smash, there's no screen to crack, and you know, there's just a lot less to it. I actually really like vernier calipers. So you're just getting into knife making, putting your toolkit together, you've got some of your basics. I would recommend buying a calipers, a set of measuring calipers. The reason is that these are so handy for doing your layout work. I'm going to show you in a minute kind of how you can do that. Most calipers, they've got hardened tips on them, and you actually use them for scribing and marking on steel, especially if you put a little layout die first. Also, for sizing your pin material to your drill bits, you know, if you've got just a whack of drill bits and a whole bunch of weird different pin material, a set of these, you can really find nice fits, and it opens up a lot of options. Honestly, I don't know how you'd check it. For some of this material you're looking at, you can't accurately tell the diameter of it and match it to a drill bit without a set of calipers. Now, these are actually quite inexpensive. They can be quite inexpensive. Ones like this set here, this is Mastercraft, plenty accurate enough for knife making. This one's good for 1/1000th of an inch. And if you think about it, like a human hair from your head is about 3/1000ths of an inch, so this will measure accurately about 1/3 of the thickness of a hair, so that's pretty cool. Even stuff like from Harbor Freight, some of these, you know, economy tool places, for knife making, those are all you need, and they are plenty accurate enough. Now this set that I have right here is a Mitatoyo, made in Japan. These ones will run you about $150 to $200, and this one is a 0 to 8 inch, which is kind of nice. This is just a 6 inch, but I've had this set here for 17 years, I believe. So they will last a long time, and you know, I was doing a lot of precise machining when I bought these. I do use these for knife making, but if I didn't have a set and I was going out to buy them, I probably wouldn't spend the money on a really expensive set just for knife making. I'd probably just get something expensive like these. These go on sale at Canadian Tire for about, sorry, I almost said crappy tire. That's what I call Canadian Tire. Canadian joke. These go on sale for about 20 bucks, I'm thinking, at Canadian Tire. And then these you can actually get like no-name brands. This is Summit. This is made in Czechoslovakia, back when it was Czechoslovakia. So these are obviously not new. These are a little bit old, but really 20, 30 bucks, you can get a decent set of these. Make sure they're steel, and if you can find out, make sure they have the hardened tips, because those will allow you to scratch lines in your metal a lot, and they won't wear out. And most of them are like precision ground and then hardened tips. So let's just change the camera around, and I'll just kind of show you roughly how you do it. Actually, one more thing we should do with a camera like this. A few basic parts. So you've got obviously your jaws that open up. This one has a digital readout, so you can measure your outside diameter of stuff. That would be done in here. You can also measure inside diameter, like the inside of a hole, and that's done with this part. And you can also use them for measuring depth, which you'll do. Most of them, you'll have to check it, but most of them are accurate when you, say you were to lay this end on a shoulder and you want to see how deep the hole was. You can just run it down like that. And it's, again, for knife making, say if you're drilling a hole in the tang of a knife, that is more than enough accuracy that you need when you're boring out for like a hidden tang knife. So really a handy tool. Tons of ways you can use them in knife making, and honestly, if you're just getting into it, I would go ahead and buy one of these long before I bought a lot of other things for knife making. Alright, so I've got some calipers out here. Unfortunately, the battery's dead on this one. You can barely see the numbers there, they're kind of faint, but you'll notice on this one here, I dropped something on it and cracked the screen. Still works just fine, but really, if I drop something on these and wreck them, I'm not gonna be too heartbroken because, like I said, these are like 20 bucks, I think. So for knife making, I would definitely not necessarily buy expensive ones. Maybe look for something less expensive like this. And basic functions, again, obviously, you can measure outside diameter of drill bits, what do you want to use for pin material, thickness of your blades, thickness of the points that you bring your blade to. You can measure how thick that is. And then also the inside diameter of holes that you've drilled. You use a back end like that, and you can measure exactly that hole. So that's a 1/4 inch hole, 0.252, so that's about 2 thousandths over a 1/4 inch. And then also you can do depth readings, and not necessarily pertains too much to knife making unless you're doing hidden tang knives, but all you do really is simply you put this end flush with the top of the hole, and you simply push down the plunger until it reaches the bottom, and that will give you the depth of the hole. Now let's take a look how you'd use these for marking. So I've got this little sanding jig that I use, and it's already got layout die on it, so we're going to use this. Now say if I want to mark a hole and I want it centered, I want a 1/4 inch from the edge. All I'll do is I'll set up my calipers to 0.250. And again, for knife making, you don't have to be dead precise, but all you really do is kind of hold that lip on the edge there and run it up and down. And now, got a little line scratched in right there. Nice straight line at a 1/4 inch from the edge. Also, if you need to split measurement, you can take the measurement from here to here if you wanted a hole right in the middle of this. So we're just going to say this is 3 inches, right? Because it's pretty much exactly 3 inches. Now you just go 1.50, lock it down, and now I've got a line and a very precise marking where I can put a hole. It's going to be a 1/4 inch in from this edge and exactly centered between this start of this chamfer here and the end of the bar. So obviously, very handy tools, very easy to use. If you're getting into knife making, I would highly recommend you buy a pair. Just go out and buy an inexpensive pair like this. They're going to do really well for you. You don't need the extra precision. Like this one is good to 5/10 thousandths of an inch. These ones, they say they're accurate to within 1/1000th of an inch, and even a few thousandths of an inch, plenty good for knife making. Anyways, guys, that's it for Tool Time Tuesday this week. Thanks for watching. Sorry it was a short one. Hopefully next week we'll have a little more time and I'll get you something a little better. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.